Assalamualaikum and a very good day to IR Dr. Amir Razi. We are from the Department of Bodywork and Chassis. I am Muhammad Azim Farahi bin Muhammad Hazani. Today we are going to presenting about the Egronomic Handicap Buggy by 3 Corporation. This presentation consists of establishment of project management, establishment of project costing, development of product, production of engineering blueprints utilizing engineering software, establishment of final design specification using appropriate tools, and also engineering analysis result. The goal of this project is to make a product that can fulfill the needs of handicapped person to travel off-road while considering the safety and the comfort of the user. The customer needs of having a vehicle for handicapped person with high specification of safety and easy to function. The expectation of this product is that we can develop a vehicle that is high in terms of safety and comfortness, but also easy to use. The value of this project is that solving the problem that has been faced by handicapped person and come up with a solution. We have identified many problems that has been faced, and we try to make the solution and making the solution as a proper product that can be produced. The vehicle also can be used by any person, not just a handicapped person. As we can see, this is the team chart and job scope. I am the head of department in Chassis and Bodywork. I am making sure the product was made on time, distributing workload, making decision, and communicate with other department. This is the Gantt chart that we have developed, that we have planned, and the actual timeline that we use. This is the 2 examples of minute of meeting that I have been inserted in this presentation, but if you want to see the full minute of meeting, you can click the link that has been shown. The contingency plan of unexpected changes, we have come up with several drafts. While we identify the problems and all, we decided to come up with several drafts as for safety to properly follow the Gantt chart. We are also discussing the several outcomes and the possibility from each of the design. We are making sure the timeline of the project was perfect so that we can make small adjustment through the Gantt chart. We are also making sure the plan was adjustable in many lengths. As such, when we develop a draft or a chassis for the vehicle, we expected that we can make a change in certain part so that we doesn't need to change we don't have to make a major adjustment to add the chassis and bodywork.
Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, Muhammad Azim, for your presentation. Okay, now I will introduce myself. My name is Muhammad Farhan bin Zainuddin, and I will present to you about the project costing. So, for the table of the content, we have direct and indirect costs, the bill of the materials of these projects, and also the balance sheet of the organization. So, for the introduction, first, we have to know the aim of this project, which is to design an existing product for a better performance but with lower cost. So for this our project, we have to design a bodywork frame and the chassis low body, which has a very high performance but with a lower cost. So at the end of the project, during the project, we've come up with an idea, which is to use the steel or aluminum as the main materials. So for the reason why we choose steel and the aluminium is because it is easy to find and buy at the marketplace. While at the marketplace. So the reason why we choose these materials, steel and aluminum, also because of the performance, because of the properties performance itself in chemical and also the mechanical reaction, mechanical resistance. So and the material has a very high performance and a very lower cost. So that's why we choose steel and also the aluminum. Then we go to the next slide, which is direct and indirect cost. Basically, what is direct? What is indirect? So direct cost is the significant cost for the manufacturer, while the indirect cost is the cost to operate the whole business of the project. So for this presentation, I will present to you about the how to calculate the indirect cost and how the direct cost work. So basically, the direct cost and indirect cost can be split into two parts, which is direct cost. We have direct labor, the direct materials, what the materials use, and the manufacturing supply. So for the indirect cost, we have rent and taxes, the utilities, and the general office expenses. So usually we can split it into seven big parts. So for from costing analysis in the next slide, we have indirect labor, the labor wage, which is consists in direct cost, uh, and the office electricity, which is the bills, the raw material costs, the repair maintenance, legal expenses such as insurance, and also the rent and taxes. So we split it into seven, and now we try to calculate the indirect cost. So for the indirect costing, we have two parts: indirect manufacturing and also indirect administrative. So for the indirect manufacturing, we have repair and maintenance, which is 700 ringgit. Office electricity, which is bill 300 ringgit. Indirect labor wage, 500 ringgit. And also the rent and taxes, which is 1,800 ringgit. So for the total indirect manufacturing, we have 3,300 ringgit. While for the total indirect administrative overhead, we have 1,200 ringgit because we only have legal expenses, which is the insurance. So for the total indirect cost, we sum up the indirect manufacturing and also the administrative overhead. So we got 4,500 ringgit. So for the next slide, I will talk about the bill of the materials. So you have to know that the bill of the materials usually included in the direct cost as long as the same as the labor wage. So after we planning and calculate, we got 4,572 ringgit and 10 cents for the bill of the material for the direct cost. Then total up with the labor wage, we have 6,572 ringgit and 10 cents for the direct cost. Next, we go to the next slide, which is the balance sheet of organization. So we have asset, liability, and shareholder equity. So for the asset, we have current asset and long-term asset. So what for the current asset, we have cash, 9,000 ringgit, petty cash, 1,500 ringgit, and the other asset 2,000 ringgit. When the subtotal of the asset will be current asset will be 12,500 ringgit. While the long-term asset we have production machine, which is 7,500 ringgit. So that so for the total asset we get 20,000 ringgit for the total asset. Then the liability and the shareholder equity. We have the current liability, long-term liability. So for the current liability included wage, taxes, interest, short-term debt, and account payable. So we get 11,000 ringgit for the current liabilities only. So for the long-term liability, we have long-term debt from the bank, which is 4,000 ringgit. And then the stockholder equity, we have 5,000 ringgit from the capital. So the total liabilities and equities, we have 20,000 ringgit. So that is for the costing presentation. So that is the for costing production of the chassis bodywork. Okay, that's all for me. Thank you.
Thank you, Muhammad Farhan, for your presentation. As we all know, that every product that produced by a company is inspired by a certain group of people, people that face a problem. Same goes with our company. The project that we make inspired handicapped people. Handicapped people that face difficulties in transportation. They face difficulties because of the vehicle that they use is not specialized meant for them. It is specialized meant for normal people. Some of them need help from people just to get in the vehicle, but some of them have their vehicle customized, specialized for them, for their daily use. But the modification is very expensive that cannot be afforded by every people. The people that cannot afford the modification need to adapt with their vehicle. Adaptation is very long process that can take up to months. Thus, we conclude that normal vehicle is not practical for handicapped people. So we take these opportunities to make special vehicles for them. Each product will have objectives that they need to achieve. Same goes with our buggy. This buggy can reduce the manpower. This means that they did not help or monitor from other people when using this buggy. They can use it freely without help of others. The vehicle is comfort enough for them to drive several hours without having difficulties such as back pains and exhausted. After features Another features that we added to this buggy is this buggy use a special suspension and chassis that can be used in any surface, such as road. This multi-purpose vehicle can be used in any situation, such as flood, river crossing, and even jungle trekking. In concept development, our company proposed four types of vehicles that have difference in shape, size, chassis, and material. For the step of evaluation, we have several criteria that we have to consider, such as safety, durability, and ergonomics. Every part of the vehicle is measured and given a score and rating for each vehicle for every criteria that we measure. After score is given, we sum up all the score and given the total score for each vehicle. The vehicle has the highest score will be selected for the next step, which is concept selection. In the concept selection, the vehicle is studied again. The good side part of the vehicle and the bad side part of the car is listed. The bad side of the car will be replaced to improve the quality of vehicle. That's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you, Faris, and Assalamualaikum to our viewers. In this session, which is establishment of production and engineering blueprint, I would like to present to you the blueprint of our chassis and body parts. There are total of 13 drawings, consist of the assembly drawings, assemble drawing, and the parts drawing. All the drawing is drawn following standardized template. It has the company's name, designer's name, reviewer's name, title, parts number, date, scale, and also size of the paper. Let's go to the first drawing, which is the assembly drawing. In this drawing, all the parts including the chassis are assembled together with proper positioning. The assembly drawing consists of four views, which is the isometric view, front view, top view, and side view. This drawing is drawn on A3 paper with 1 to 20 scale. Next drawing is the exploded drawing. In this drawing, all the components or parts are disassembled to produce an exploded view drawing. All the parts are labeled with numbers so that the bill of material of the product can be generated. By doing this, all the parts can be easily located with the labeling on it. This drawing is drawn on A0 paper with scale of 1 to 5. The last drawing is parts drawing. The parts drawing in total has 11 drawings. It is labeled with proper dimension with 4 view, which is the front view, top view, side view, and the isometric view. The drawing is drawn on A3 paper with parts number labeled on it. By referring to all the drawings, all the parts and components can be readily fabricated. Thank you.
As for the establishment of final design, we have identified the maximum length, which is 2680 mm, the maximum width, which is 1270 mm, and the maximum height, 910 mm. The cage approximately weighs about 55 kg. The lower frame weighs about 100 kg, the plate cover weighs about 30 kg, and the other component of bodywork weighs approximately 15 kg. The materials that been used for each of the component has been listed on the presentation, which is the lower body leather frame. We use a stainless steel material, same as the upper body frame, but different specification and dimension for each of them. The cover plate, we have used the RS Pro carbon fiber, which is very light but high in terms of strength and toughness. The user car seat, we use the leather and alcantara material, which is to provide comfortness and durability for the user and also the vehicle. The joining method that we use in this making of the chassis and bodywork, we use the welding method for the lower body leather frame and the upper body frame. The welding is commonly used to create a permanent joint between two materials, specifically a metal. The nut, screw and bolt are used for the seat, motor, gearbox and suspension system. This joint is not permanent because some of the component can be replaced easily. The body plate, which is the carbon fiber, we riveted it to the chassis so that the joint will be strong enough to withhold. As for the user control and adjustment, we have agreed on the beginning time from developing the product that we design a chassis and bodywork that is easy for user, as the user is handicapped. The user just need to lift up the sidebar of the vehicle to get in. Then the user need to adjust the position of the seat to reach out the handlebar. Then when the user is comfortable, the user need to adjust the fit of the seat belt at the seat, as we use the 5-point harness sailback. It is ensuring the safety of the user is assuring. The product performance is that the safety assurance that we have been provided from the chassis and bodywork department. The cage is strong enough to withhold many forces. It also The stability of the chassis and bodywork also we have determined that it is the most suitable length, weight, and width and height of the vehicle to maximize the stability for the user and also the vehicle. We also use a top-notch material. We're not using it just to get a high-end product, but this is for the functionality of the material itself, as we use a very quality material. The the comfortness for the user also we have put it on a very important note, as we use a very comfortable material such as leather and alcantara. The safety features that have been built in chassis and bodywork department are the bolt are sturdy because of the material used. The material used are very top notch. The the design also we also design the chassis and the other component as a compact design so that we can develop a vehicle that is very ergonomical. We also design the front grille to absorb impact first. When the vehicle hits a tree or a rock, the front grille will protect the user from having a direct impact to them. The seat and seatbelt also, we have used the racing grade to ensure the position and the fitness of the user on the seat. We also use headlight and side mirror for the better vision for the user. The off-road might be a little dark and have many blind spots, so we have to overcome the weakness by adding headlight and side mirror.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Afrina Patricia binti Muasaleh. Today, I would like to present about engineering analysis result. Before deciding which design solution to implement, we had performed several types of analysis on each design. Every design problem is unique and requires different types of analysis. The analysis that we have been considered are functional analysis, ergonomics, economic and market analysis, product safety and liability, and last but not least is strength analysis. First, functional analysis. This part determines whether the given design solution will function the way it should. Functional analysis is fundamental to the evaluation and success of our design. A design solution that does not function properly is a failure, even if it meets all other criteria. Our product is buggy car, and functional flow to drive buggy are start, accelerate, turn, decelerate, and stop. Second, ergonomics. Ergonomics is the human factor in engineering. It is the study of how people interact with machine. Most products have to work with people in some manner. A successful design has been evaluated and analyzed against the distribution of geometry of the people using it. Since people come in different sizes and shape, we assure that our design fits the user. Third, economic and market analysis. The net result or purpose of most engineering design is to produce a product that generates a profit for the company. Our design has been evaluated against criteria such as sale, feature, potential market, cost of manufacturing, advertising, and so on. Next, product safety and liability. The primary consideration for safety in our design is to ensure that the use of the buggy does not cause injury to user. For example, our design has side mirror and brake system. Last but not least, strength analysis. We have done calculation of shear force and bending moment to determine whether our design alternative will be able to support the specific mechanical loads. As a mechanical system is subjected to apply load, it will deform or deflect. That's all from me. Thank you.